think I was surrounded by art all my life. And I think my earliest memory of what to me was art was color. And I think I'm drawn to colorful, like for instance, the way I make my art so colorful, I think I'm drawn to that because since I was a baby, my mom, best friend, who is my godmother, owned a store where she used to sell yarn, and she used to make tapestries and rugs. And she used to take me there when she was gonna run errands and just leave me there. And I was just surrounded by so much color and so much texture. And my godmother was an interior designer, and she was always drawing, always showing me, you know, how she was always doing it in front of me. So I think that was the exposure, and that's how I got. So it just was a happy place, you know, so much color around me. It was just something that gave me so much joy. And I think that's what made me look for that, made me seek to becoming, I mean, I don't know if I'm an artist, but I'm creative. I'm just a creative soul, I guess. So I also see art in, for instance, when you get dressed every day, I see art. So because I love colors, I carefully curate my outfits. Like I like to think what earrings I want to wear, and I make my own earrings sometimes, like these ones. And I thought, oh, these little pencils that I've used so much to, you know, to almost to the very end. I thought I don't want to throw them away. I want to, you know, kind of like keep them. And they're so pretty. I found them so beautiful. So I thought, oh, I'm going to make them earrings. Or with clay, I decided to, you know, make something funny. And I thought, oh, let's make a face. Then, you know, in your neck looks really cool. I also, because I like to make cups, so then I decided, oh, I want to make a ring with a little cap showing what I do with my cups. And I think this one went overboard because I did a lot of colors. I think, you know, art is everything in life. Is what you wear, is how you surround yourself. And all of these art that you surround yourself or that you put on you makes an impact on your life. You know, in my case, I feel joy. I really feel happy about how I do things or how I go through my day. And every day, you know, if I feel like wearing white, or if I feel like wearing very colorful, if I sometimes feel like wearing all black and then adding a spark of color, or, you know, it's very intentional. Like everything becomes intentional and has a meaning. It's about meaning, basically. I had my first child, and I was thinking, how do I live motherhood in a way that is meaningful, not only to the kid that is my responsibility, but also where I don't feel miserable, and I can enjoy, and I can actually transmit this joy to my kid. And I thought art. You know, and it made me a better person. It made me a better mother because it was exposing them also, not only my first baby, but then my second, because they were born really one after the other, like 20 months apart. Doing all kinds of art activities with them that was very joyful for me, but it was really incredibly, a very rewarding experience to do with your kids, and seeing how a kid who is so uninhibited can just dig in and do wonderful things, you know, without thinking, and really make art pieces that are incredible. And it was just that, like, it really made me a better mom and a better person. So I loved illustrating, like just making drawings and illustrations with my kids and using lots of colors. We particularly decided to use like liquid watercolors or ecolines or things like that. Because they were really bright colors, they were easy to use with the kids. And then I discovered there were something called the aqua brushes, which are like these brushes that come with a tank of water, and they don't really have to have a container where they can, spill it all over. I mean, it was just, and so drawing and illustrating was one of the things. And then I always wanted to go back to ceramic. I had been exposed to making clay, like working with clay, since maybe I was 19 years old. And so I decided, there was an arts and crafts studio in Florida, and they had quite a big section on ceramic, on pottery. And so I went back to that place, and then I started just kind of like, having the memory of what I had learned in a couple of workshops I have done. And then, of course, bringing my kids and working with clay. And I just told them, it occurred to me to say, it's just like Play-Doh, and let's do it. And just that tactile sensation or activity with the kids, and then being able to use the surface of whatever you make as a canvas for your illustrations and your drawings. I think those are particularly my two favorite things. Most of the time I do use brushes, but sometimes for thin lines like this, these bottles are actually very helpful. And it's kind of like drawing with a pen, so makes it really easy to work with. And this is a very relaxing activity. You're so mindful, you're so into the activity that you basically forget about everything, including if you suffer from pain, which I do. So it kind of distracts me, and so it's really an opportunity for your mind and your body to take a break, and helps you probably produce good hormones and make you feel good. So that's one of the advantages of making art, So this piece is going to be basically the black, and the blue is going to be shiny glaze, and the material itself will look this white. So you know how this black is shiny and the lines are shiny? That's the way it's going to end up looking after the glaze firing. And this is a piece I made pinching the clay. And so I made it with the idea of the handle being the tail of a cat. So I'm going to draw a cat here. So usually go this way. This tail goes inside, so I'm going to go in here. And because I'm going to make another cat on the other side, I'm going to use just half of the handle as the tail of this cat on this side. The fact that you don't have to be absolutely perfect in anything, and still there is beauty in it. And then I'm going to make the rest of the tail like if he has spots. And these spots will be kind of like en relief. So it will give not only, like the spots will not only be shiny, but they will give a texture. So when you grab the cup, you can feel texture on the handle. I usually what I do with my cups is I hand build them completely. Like I make a slab. A slab is just like a sheet of clay that you put a piece of clay, you wedge it really well, and then you flatten it, and then you make a slab, and then like cutting paper, you cut it the shapes that you need to cut. In this case, there was like a very long rectangle and a perfect circle that I usually use like a cookie cutter, and then the handle that basically you make like rolling some of the clay, and I like to leave in my pieces like the design of the foldings or the joints, and intentionally I put stitches so that they look like they were hand stitched. And I like also the look on the inside where you can see the stitches. And I like to make my slabs really thin because I particularly don't like heavy cups. And there is an important thing when you make a handle for a cup. You have to make sure that there is a proportion where you hold the cup and it holds well on your hand, like it's not in balance. And like most of my pieces, like I said, I want to show they're handmade. I like clearly signs there. So in this one, I intentionally press my fingers, so you can see the texture of the fingers. You can even see my fingerprint on this one. And then I sign my pieces with my last name, Sus. And the U became a smile for the cat. So this is a picture of my youngest daughter when she was 5 years old. And she's very proud of showing her dress that she actually hand painted herself in order to go receive an award for winning a drawing contest in the county where we used to live, in Alachua County, Florida. So in order to receive the award, she made her own dress. That's how she wanted to go. That's how creative the kids are. Having done the activities I did with my kids, making art with them, gave them an outlet and to their emotions, and I think it's like an added value in life, and they really made me proud with their art. Like I actually have it all placed in the walls on my house. Like that's the art I have at my house. That's what I want to decorate my life with things that are meaningful. And it created a very meaningful and a very good connection with them. And like I said, imperfection is just beautiful. It's joyful. So that's it. It's a beautiful, imperfect, perfect cup to have the perfect coffee.